Hello everyone, here we are, and we're live. I've been playing pretty badly in the morning. I played a few games, and either the number of computer cheaters have increased, or uh, I've been just playing badly. I think it's the latter. Uh, I'm trying not to tilt, so this should be interesting. So I've always been told that whenever you're tilting, try to play puzzles to get that tactical eye back. So let's try some Puzzle Rush first. Okay, white's obviously made a terrible error. Let's just checkmate. Let's try to hit 40 before we start. So it's black to play. Obviously, this should be checkmate. Yeah, should be mate. It's white to play another back rank mate. Here it's black to play another back ranker. I don't know why they're giving me so many back rank mates. It's black to play probably mate in 1, queen f2. Yeah. This just is a queen. Okay. King here. This is just a queen. White to play, this should be definitely knight h7 mate. Knight h7 looks like mate. White to play, queen, pretty much queen anywhere is mate, but the most elegant, what am I playing? Oh, I just played, oh, I have to play black. Sorry, that was embarrassing. I think I just advanced this pawn with check, queens, king h3. Ah, it's white to play. This is just mate in 1, or not, because the knight is guarding the square. But there should be something like, here it is. Now it's mate in 1. Black to play. This looks like a simple case of winning the rook on h2. This looks like, I see rook takes rook, queen takes rook. I don't see why I should exchange. The exchange even gives me anything. I do feel like the king is in a lot of trouble, and there should be a better way. Can I try queen f7? That's a weird mate. Maybe rook f7 check, and then yeah, rook f7, and if king j8, then I have queen j6 mate. Else I have this and this and mate on g7. Now it's black to play, and black just gets a back rank. If I sack the queen, I get a back rank. Yeah, it's just one degree of complexity added to the initial puzzles. This one, I think I should sack the queen somehow on b7. I mean, maybe not, just knight e3 check, and it's b7 mate, queen b7 mate if either. Yeah. 13 puzzles gone. This looks like um, this looks like just a piece. I don't know, just a piece. Am I missing something? It's just a piece, yeah. I don't know what that was about. This is just, oh, I see. The tempo is important, because if he just played this, he's going to sack the bishop and make a draw. But if you play g4, if he plays king h5, g3, king h4, bishop g2 is not possible. In this case, you just, so this is important. So I think you advance this pawn first. And then if bishop e2, then you play g2. Then you get a queen. This was difficult, actually. I mean, not difficult, but you know, this is simple queen. It's not this one for that. This I've done a million times. I mean, come on. This can't be 9. I mean, 923 is a fair rating, but the previous one was definitely not 870. I don't even know what they're on about. I'm playing black. It looks like I'm just winning after g7, I think. Ah, I see he's getting a queen as well. But I queen with check now. I think I just play g7. And now I have this little check, which is beautiful. Then I queen with check, and that's not trivial at all because he's got rook behind pass pawn. So I think they should have let me play on more. For example, this one that was not 999. Come on. This one is just takes. Oh, oh, oh. This is beautiful. This little check king at 7. No more checks after king at 7. Yeah, I just gotta give up. Yeah, this one is asshole this time. Queen h5 in the end. Yeah, rook h8, king takes h8, queen h5, queen h7 should be checkmate. 19. So let's get to 40 before we start playing games again. This is black to play, and it looks like the king is in a whole lot of trouble. Doesn't have many squares. All these squares are blocked, so one check should win the game. How do I give this check? I don't know. It's like so it's like this does not look easy at all. I don't even know why they've rated the puzzle around 1000. Chess.com and Danny Wrench always wind me up because the puzzle ratings are like super inaccurate. I mean, look at this mess. Am I missing something super obvious? I don't think so. Queen takes knight. Queen takes queen. Is there any fork? No, there's not. Knight e6 doesn't work. This king is completely in trouble. Some pieces are loose. This piece is super loose, but it's of course protected by, excuse my arrow, of course protected by this guy. Unless I'm missing something big. I'm looking at rook takes h2 check, king takes h2, queen h6 check, queen h6, let's say queen h6, king g2, queen h3. This is not 1000 at all. I don't even know if this is 1000. I don't know what is. Yeah, this is, dude, that is a mouse. That's a mouse slip. This is queen h3 is made, and I was going for queen h3, and this fucking mouse slips. This is the classic queen c5 and just pick up the queen. Yeah, this is fine. They give puzzles like this, and then they give puzzles which are much harder. Probably going to bishop f5. Don't want bishop f5, but if you go here, you're probably getting mated up. I don't know. King can escape to g3, but bishop f5, just take the rook. So yeah. I mean, this was, I did not. I mean, I got this puzzle right. I mean, I was just going for queen takes h3, and this mouse is gonna. I'm not gonna drag pieces from here on. I'm just gonna click on pieces and click on squares. This one is easy. You just win a rook. It looks like. What? Ah, rook takes knight first. Okay, I mean it's the same thing, but okay. I don't know. That was terrible by me. I can see a fork, but I don't see the point of the fork. If king g7, then what? I see rook at 7. Are you going to argue? Yeah, this is probably wrong. This one I got it right. This one I got to take the knight first. I mean, I just got to take the knight first, and this is just this. And then you take here. Um, this one, I got this right. I mean, my mouse just slipped. You all have a problem with your interface. I'm so sorry. Um, this one and this one is something so stupid. I mean, I completely missed. I mean, probably just rook. No? Is this just mate unavoidable after? Yeah, the mate is just unavoidable. Yeah. Okay, let's see if my form improves because of no tilting now. Nobody's watching. I mean, I'm not even sure what I'm doing. So we got the white pieces and we start with d4. Looks like a Dutch defense. Knight f3. I like to set up with a Fian shadow against the Dutch. I usually play a closed Dutch. He's probably never seen this move before, but it's a fairly decent move. I like to play with the system. I like to play knight c3. Get the rook out of the way. Castle yourself. It looks like black is better, but trust me, after maybe knight g5 is going to start. Knight g5 is not a trivial move at all for him to deal with. I think he has to play queen e8 or something. And then I have bishop d6. Okay, rook e8 is good. He'll probably play h6 to drive the knight away, but that weakens the g6 pawn. Okay, this is how he defends. Knight f8, which is not the worst move in the world. Does allow bishop d6 though. My bishops look good, but they're actually not doing much when you think about it. Yes, h6, very well, very definitely expected. If I go knight h3, he has g5, and then I got to play something like f4, knight f2, which I'm fine with doing. Just so you know, or else it's just knight f4. This I just exchange and then play knight f4, hitting the g6 pawn and this pawn. And then bishop h3 next. If he plays any sort of g5, I have like knight moves out of the way and queen comes into the attack. King h7 is a decent move for what it's worth. But after queen g4, what do you do? Queen g4, how do you defend? You're just letting things into the attack. I think you can play e5, but you get mated soon. Yeah, queen f6 is decent. Now I need to move my knight because he's going to play e5, but that's another mouse slip. This is just, my mouse needs a life. It needs a life. Like, I was going to go bishop e5. I don't know, like, how many mouse slips is? I've simply got the worst mouses in the world. Yeah, queen b3. I will just take here. Play bishop b7. Castles, castles, d6. Knight bd7. I don't know. This mouse has cost me 2 games today. No. These people need to improve their interface as well. It's not just me. Bishop takes g2. I miss bishop takes g2. Yeah, this was stupid of me. It's okay. Bishop takes g2 was just winning a rook. But it's okay. I wanted to play something stupid like rook d2. I say it's stupid because of this move. Already this move is pretty powerful, but I think I can play bishop takes f3, bishop f3, knight e4, no? At this point. Yeah, he's blundered now. Definitely blundered. Actually, he didn't. I think just knight e4 was fine. Instead, I had to go and do this. He can put some pressure by taking on d5 with the rook. He's instead gone for this equal ending of sorts. And I'll just play rook e6. I can never definitely be worse. I mean, is he more active than me? Sure. I mean, rook e6. What do you expect? He's kind of hoping I'd play king f8. Then he can play queen takes h7. Of course, I won't fall for that. I'm going to play g6, f5. So h5 even. This mouse is going to be the end of me, I swear. Rook d7 because I generally like 7th rank defenses. And also allows me to play rook f6. I mean, what is he even trying here? I don't see it. King f7, king e7. Which just... He has a king too. He needs to remember that. This ending is definitely not worse for me. His rook is not active enough. My king just gets out of this way. And my king is way more active than his king. Definitely he's losing this ending. Come on. If I lose this ending, I'd be so furious with myself. Maybe allowing that wasn't great, but I can of course create a pawn majority here. This is a difficult ending, but I think I'm better because of my king a5. I don't need to do anything on that side. And I create a passer faster is the idea. I get a queen before he does, and this should be the game. Yeah, I always had a feeling that my king was faster. This was a good game, but I made it. I should have wanted it different. Bishop takes g2 was just stupid. So I've been having a lot of trouble allowing these Italian games recently, and I'm not going to allow any more Italians. This person is probably going to play bishop c4, I know, because these people just learn one opening and they just try to play that against everything, which will not be allowed by me starting today. And a Sicilian just gives me more scope than the Italian playing against the Jacobiano does. I think I can just play. He's trying to take on d6, but he can't. So I'm puzzled after a6. What do you do? Just go back to c3 and block the other knight, or you go back to d4, which is weird squares for the knight. Honestly, knight f6. Just pick up some tempi. Bishop g5, bishop e7, and there's nothing to see here. So the question here is, can I take, let's say he takes bishop, knight takes c3, bishop takes queen, knight takes queen, king takes knight. No, my knight would be trapped. No, not worth it. I should look at it with an engine later, but I don't think that works here. Still, I can do all that. Let's just play queen c7 so that we threaten all that without. There's also the added threat of knight b4 or something. This just leads to knight e5 because I like playing knight e5 in such positions. It opens up some good scope for me. The scope being h6, knight g6 just is very entertaining. And then e5. After bishop g3, I just play e5. Okay, you play like that. I think I can just put the knight back and then play e5 anyway. Sure, the d6 pawn looks weak, but it's actually not that weak. Bishop g3, e5. That bishop is useless. Now bishop g4. Black is better. Black is just, dare I say, outplayed white in the opening. But funnier things have happened before. This knight is of little to no use to me, but my bishop is pretty valuable. Just play bishop g4 here. Probably play f5 next. h3, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to keep the pin because I like the pin. Yeah, next move is f5. Unless he plays bishop h2, in which case I need to find a home for the bishop. Can I just play f5 here? This is a good dominating move, f5, in this position. Now this stops all g4 ideas. And he's pretty much screwed now because this is just a piece. I mean, it's more than a piece, I think. It's two pieces if he plays something stupid like bishop takes e4 or something. How did he miss e4? I have no idea. Principally speaking, this should be a cakewalk from here on. But I am a clinical moron. As it's been well documented, this is probably not the best move in the world, because now he can play bishop takes g6. No, maybe not. Queen d7. Next thing is queen takes h3. If king g2, then I have knight h4 check, and then the king has to go back, and then knight takes f3. Bye bye. See you later. Or even bishop takes f3 is more clinical. Probably I'll play knight takes f3 because it's more sadistic. Or queen takes h3 is the absolute correct move to place. Queen takes h3 now is just game over. I have no idea what he was doing. Knight f4, knight h4. I think knight h4 is game over. No, bishop f3, knight f3 or bishop f3 doesn't matter. One of them is coming. Actually, it does matter. Knight f3 is probably stronger because then I'm threatening mate on h2. Yeah, this should be the game. The only move to play is rook g2. Rook takes g7 is just a desperate attempt. After king h8, there's zero counterplay. First of all, knight takes. Sometimes I'm so stupid that it hurts me physically. It just does. I mean, like, that was so stupid. Queen g2 now. Yeah, queen g2. When I could have ended things very peacefully. I mean, let's just not complicate things here. h2 and just f3. Cut the rook out. Easy. I mean, of course, g1. I should have taken on g1 and given checkmate, but sure. Let's say things are not going ideal. Looks like we have a Grunfeld without something to take on c3. It's good to play this kind of line where you avoid the theory. I think he's going to play c5 next. Bishop g7, and then I play this. Then this walks into mainline theory, so let's not go into the mainline theory. Just trying to trick him with more others, but I think I could be completely mistaken. Bishop e2, castles. Then you have nothing on c3. So the point is the e5 pawn. Let's play bishop e3, just because we want to be annoying, and we want to point it. It's probably theoretically completely lost, but I'm sure this Mr. Benham 1721 is not exactly Maxime Lagrave in the Grunfeld. Here you can play bishop b5 to stop the knight, I believe. He's playing well though. I mean, like, he's got the point of the opening nailed on. If I castle, he's going to take on. No, he's not. He can't take on c5. Yeah, he's taking on d4, which is weird, because now knight takes. Bishop takes e5 is what he's planning. Sure. I have some ideas of my own, like bishop f3 maybe. Queen takes e5 is smart. It avoids this complications. Here I think rook c1 is as decent a move as I can find. The plan is to play queen. What about queen a4 counterattack here? Queen a4 rook b1 looks to me like it's a very interesting choice. Queen a4 rook b1, bishop f3 should be strong, but I could be wrong. I think he could play bishop d7 here, just bishop d7. Like, all of my ideas which I think are great but are really stupid, this one is a very typical nonsensical move by me. Now I should at no circumstance allow his queen to take on b2, but I think I'm going to be stupid about it. I'm going to play bishop f3 and just counterattack a bit. Now he could have played bishop d7, which would have been perfectly fine for him. Now he has problems. So the first of them being, yeah, he's castle because he's just going to get a pawn back on b2. But I can hold on to the pawn and put some pressure by playing rook b1 first. Because his a7 pawn is also loose. That's the idea here. If you play something like rook a8, then I have like the a7 pawn is loose. Queen takes a7 is just winning a pawn. If he plays rook fc8, which is the correct move, I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably rook fc1, putting more pressure on the c pawn. So this queen a4 counterattack was pretty nice. I think the engine will agree. I have to check. Yeah, this one rook fc1. What do you do after rook fc1? You really are looking to defend. Now you have to go on the defensive queen. Yeah, that is a concession for sure. Definitely a concession. H3. It's a sneaky idea, but I think he has f5. I don't know why I wasted a move. I like my whole play with queen a4. I'm sure its computer likes it as well because it looks very solid. I could have played bishop d4 and swapped off this important bishop. But it's really nice how black's play is completely focused on on the light. White's play is completely focused on the light squares, and black's play is completely focused on the dark squares. Here I can provoke him to play f5, and then I don't know. After I provoke him to play f5, can I maybe I don't want to take the bishop off the diagonal. Probably that's what he wants. So let's take bishop d4 here. Let's just switch tracks for a minute and try to attack ourselves. He's up a pawn. That's his argument, but the pawn is completely worthless because white is just having a tremendous counterplay or tremendous play on all the light squares. He's probably one of those people who likes playing theoretical Grunfeld. I thought of doing him dirty with some sort of bishop d5 move, but I don't understand this move. Let's just take. Play rook d1. I think rook d1 should be okay. Now I no longer have to worry about my b pawn, so I can play this rook to c1 and this rook to d1 and potentially occupy some very important squares. The point is, if you play that, then I have this move. Rook d7. Beautiful move. I kind of provoked him into playing this. Now I just win this bishop on b7. This was a beautiful move from me. I mean, when I played this rook c1, rook d1, I did have this idea in mind. Okay, he has countered with a pretty decent move of his own. Don't I get an exchange out of this? Rook takes queen, bishop takes queen takes bishop. Let's say queen takes bishop. Queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, rook takes bishop, rook takes e7. I don't know. This is a very difficult calculation. This is a pity. I want to see this game. I think this was a very beautiful game. So I played this game very carefully. Apparently I should play knight d5 here. h3 is good too, but now knight d5. Then what? Stakes. Bishop e2, c5, bishop e3, Castles, cd4, knight d4, queen takes e5, knight takes e6. I love how computer likes my queen a4 move here. That's the only source of counterplay for white. And then it's bishop b7 and rook. Bishop f3 is also decent. Castles, rook b1, rook c6. Okay, computer likes rook fc1 too with second choice. Queen e6, h3 was a waste of a move. a6. Why is it so obsessed with rook e1? I don't know. Bishop d4. It likes rook d7. Bishop c6 is a beautiful move. Rook takes c7 was correct. So I was computing, I was calculating something like queen takes bishop first. But I'm sure this is losing because of queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, rook takes bishop. And it's just rook takes e7. Yeah, sure. This is okay. Why is it? Uh-oh, there's queen f4 alert. This was a difficult move. I don't know if you would have found queen f4. It takes a lot of balls to play that move. I didn't see this at all. Bishop c6. Let's be human. Let's check the next one, which is bishop takes here. Queen takes c6, queen takes c6, rook takes c6, rook takes e7. This position is about equal. So rook d7 was a good resource for me. I hate Grunfels, I have to say. No Nimzo Indian for you. Please play d5. Let's make it a Queen's Gambit decline. Bishop b4. So I saw a game by Grandmaster what's his name, Nihal Sarin, where in this position he played I think he just played bishop g5 here. And now you take on c4 and I play e4 and then you play c5 or something like that. So it's a beautiful game which I can show you after this stream, I mean this game. Jesse Poggi has probably not studied that game because I mean like this was covered by Gotham Chess yesterday. So the line goes something like bishop g5. I can show you after the game. Bishop h4. So I kind of after I saw that game from Nihal, yeah, this is good because now I can play e4. This is exactly what I wanted him or her to do. If you take, you're just going to walk into bc3. I mean what am I even calculating? c5. In c5, I think the idea was to play. Let me think about this here. Definitely, there was queen c2 involved. So I'm just trying to remember all the details. I think bishop c4 is okay. g5 is definitely necessary. And they're going to go for knight takes e4 mode, maybe. I think I can counterpunch with e5 here. Yeah, knight takes c3, I don't know, because now queen c2, and where do you go? Or queen b3 even? You need to be brave to play the Ragozin, actually. I have to admit that this person may be outplaying me a bit. This, I don't know. Bishop c4. The idea is to take twice on. They of course read my intentions pretty well. Let's just play normal chess. I'm burning time. Let's just castle. Yeah, the question is their king safety. Is their king really safe in this position? Nihal sacked a knight on f6, which I don't think I can do. What I'm going to do is play a rook d1. I definitely need to switch my play to the dark squares somehow. I'm just trying to see if some sort of knight takes e6 works, but and then h4, this position. Yeah, this is definitely now interesting for white. Now I've pinned the rook, at least. Who cares? Yeah. Queen at 6 next. And knight takes e6, definitely sacking a knight for activity. How do you save the g6 pawn? All your answers on a postcard. This is a very sharp line, but I think I played it well. But I have to give my... I mean, I was losing at some point for sure. Yeah, I expected this exchange sack. I mean, it does nothing. Knight takes e5. Seriously? Queen takes here? I mean, okay. This was a very, very, very unnecessary sacrifice. But let's just try to find the cleanest way here. I won't blunder anything. Not blundering things here is very important. Knight g5 is the point of this. Pawn takes. Queen takes g3. Did I just blunder a draw? I have blundered a draw, yeah. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This was a sharp position and a sharp game. I should have taken with the rook and that would have been mate into. Really bad game, but I played well for the most part. I mean, I was losing multiple times, but okay. Are we going to see a King's Indian? Are we going to see a King's Indian with g6? I swear to God. Knight c3, g6. Go on, stop pretending that you are interested in anything other than putting your bishop on g7 and making my life hell. Yeah, it's just bishop g5, queen d2. I'm just going to arrive at an Auerbach and a move on a trick. With a move on a trick. Accelerated Auerbach. No, I'll just make it a regular Auerbach after castles, bishop e2, knight bd7. Yeah, it's just an Auerbach variation. Here, the mistake would be to play pawn e5, which they don't, but I need to watch for this knight on c5. Yeah, this was a waste of a move. Can I capitalize with... Let's just play queen d2. c6, bishop here. No King's Indian bishops were harmed in the making of this video. Then we can play h4. Computer really likes h4 in these kind of positions because my bishop is on e2, queen's on d2, doesn't want me to waste any time. Pieces aren't developed. If I'm not going to play h4 here, I will not play h4 in any position in my life. The point is it's okay if the knight gets to c5. I think it's just too slow. h5, g5, f4. Just attack, attack, attack. This is because his development is just too complicated here. Just when your opponent doesn't develop, it's a good idea to just start. This should be mate in few moves. I mean, knight h7 is the only move. My own pawns are in the way. I need my knight to get to g5. There has to be a killer blow, which I'm completely missing, but let's just play knight f3. I think rook g8 is forced, kind of. Can I sack the knight? First of all, let's drive this knight away. I think g4, g5 is the move here. I can pretty much do anything I want here, clearly, because of how undeveloped my opponent is. I think they need to clear this diagonal for the queen, or did I just trap my own queen? It looks like I've trapped my queen. This was a pity. This was a real pity. Final position, I definitely trapped my own queen, but how do I win this? Knight h7? Knight h4, Christ. Knight g6 next. This was terrible. f6 is definitely wrong. I see the e4 pawn is the target, so you just ignore that noise on the other side of the board and break in the center, like how you're supposed to. Queen a4, queen d7, knight b5, a6 is the problem. It's important that we have the d file under control. This is fine because I have this move. Knight f7 will come. I think you can give a check first. You just play pretty much nice attacking moves that can save this. Queen d2. But I'm just thinking of the long-term plan for the knight. Knight d5, knight e6 check. I want knight e6 check, but how do I? Yeah, this should be strong. So he needs to move the queen to stop the mate on these two squares. Are they practically undefendable is the question that he will be asking himself. Knight f7 will win something for sure in the end. Here goes my knight's redemption arc. Knight to e6. The point is to win the bishop on g7, bishop on f8. He sees that. I think does knight c7 work? Knight c7, queen d6 check. King back, queen. Probably not. No. Let's just play knight d5. Increase the pressure. Did I just blunder? It looks like I blundered. But I think this position is so good that I can actually play on and not be embarrassed about it. Playing a queen down. There we go. We get the queen back, maybe. Probably don't actually. Childish games. Small trick. King inside is good. Knight b6. This was a disgusting game. I hate players who play like this, but last game. Please don't play king 6. Oh, fuck's sake. Sorry for the lack of speech. It's just I'm a bit tired today, and it does look like I can sack the knight. The attack should be good enough. Let's try. I'm just too tired to calculate it out. Fuck's sake, there's a queen. I mean, this has to